Hey everyone, and welcome back. This is Miss Gonzalez with another chapter in our chapter book that we're reading from the series Magic Treehouse. This book is called Tigers at Twilight, and we are now on chapter 8 of this book. And so I want to thank all of you for joining Max, Mitzi, and I as we read this chapter book. And now we will go ahead and get started with chapter 8. Now, as we begin reading, I want us to think about two things. The first one is deciding how you want to follow along with me as we read this chapter book. You can use your finger, you can use your eyes, or you can simply listen in. The other thing I want us to think about is that as we are reading this book, we need to continue visualizing what is happening. Think about it as if you were at a movie theater and you are now listening in to this story and what do you think is happening? What are you seeing in your brain? Okay. All right. Chapter 8, Wonder Dog. The huge tiger limped closer and closer to Jack and Annie. Jack clapped his hands. We come in peace, he shouted. But the tiger didn't turn away. His eyes blazed. His lip curled. Arf, arf, Teddy barked fiercely at Annie. Teddy says run and hide, said Annie. She grabbed Jack's hand and pulled him over to the bank. Now let's think about that. Why do you think that Annie would be so into running away from this tiger? If you were in that situation, what would you do? Wait, what about Teddy? He cried. Don't worry, Annie said. She pulled Jack down behind the black rock. What about Teddy? Jack asked again. He's okay, he told me, said Annie. Jack heard Teddy's bark turn to fierce growls. Arf, arf, grrr, grrr. The growls grew louder and louder. That doesn't sound like Teddy, said Jack. Then suddenly there was silence, a strange silence. Teddy? Annie asked. Now she sounded worried. Annie raised her head. She and Jack both peered over the rock. Teddy stood tall and brave in the grass. The tiger was limping away. He disappeared between the trees. All the forest seemed to hold its breath until Annie broke the silence. Teddy, you're a wonder dog, she said. So I want us to think back to the name of the chapter. Why do you think this chapter is called Wonder Dog? And why do you think that she is calling Teddy Wonder Dog? The Lungers clapped and jumped up and down. Arf, arf! Teddy was just like a small scruffy dog again. He wagged his tail and ran to Annie and Jack. Annie scooped him into her arms. You saved us, she said. How did you drive away that tiger? Asked Jack, rubbing Teddy's head. Did you turn into a wild dog? Teddy just panted and licked them both. Jack pushed his glasses into place and looked back at the forest. Well, I guess we won't be getting a thank you gift from that tiger, he said. Annie laughed. I guess not, she said. I wonder where our gift is. And I wonder where the treehouse is, said Jack. Ca and Co chattered at Jack. Then they bounded down the bank, waving their arms. They wanted us to follow them again, said Annie. Come on. She and Jack grabbed their things off the rock. They hurried down the stream after the Lungers. The water shimmered in the early light. Silver fish leaped into the air. They bounded ahead with Ca and Co. Soon they disappeared around a bend. Jack and Annie followed them. When they went around the bend, they saw a man sitting cross-legged on a rock. The Lungers sat close to him. The man's eyes were closed. He had long white hair and a long white beard. His skin was brown. He looked very peaceful. So this concludes chapter 8 for us. And as always, my question for you is, who do you think this man is? It sounds like Ka and Co know who this person is because they went to go sit by him. So who do you think this man is? All right, everyone, stay tuned for chapter 9 so we can figure out who this person is. Thank you.